And we're live. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we back with another one. This time we're gonna do a little live stream of the Twitter Spaces with veve. Veve and their team's coming on Twitter. We're gonna do a little AMA on the Twitter Spaces here. I believe it begins in a few minutes, so we're just gonna join a little early and wait till it fills up. Welcome to all the new users. Give me a second while I tweet this out. Tweet out the link. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're from if you're a new user tuning in. Comment. Make sure you guys can hear me and everything's all good. Just got a shower, so I'll probably be dripping. Hair soaking wet. It's one thing I learned about having long hair. It takes forever to dry. Twitter Spaces, AMA. Should dry my hair a little bit. Run a little late. Had to hop on. I think they're coming on soon. Let me just get this set up real quick. It should be on in a minute. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the live stream. Cryptocurrency with Gucci. When I'm rich. Johnny, best wishes. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Don't mind me. I'm just cooling off right now. I just got a shower. Had to put a fan on. It's hot in here. We in this thing. Oh, me homies. What's going on, y'all? I'm pretty sure it's on Twitter, right? That's where we're going to be live streaming. Someone said AMA has begun. Yeah, it's on Twitter. How do I get the Twitter Spaces on here? Ah, here we go.
You can if you like.
I need a towel. I'm like dripping wet still.
I'll just bring up Kay and Randy and a couple of people.
I'll be right back.
And Dan should be joining us shortly as well. Just give us a couple minutes to get started here, everybody. We'll let people log on. We just sent out a tweet. Dan will be on shortly.
Why is the captions coming up here?
We'll do the same. Send out some tweets and people can join us.
That's going to be annoying.
Cover off what was an absolutely massive month.
Yeah. Massive month indeed.
Perfect.
Can you guys hear everything okay?
All right. Well, 3:01. Yep. I think we're pretty good at being on time.
And yeah, so all right, yeah, let's kick things off now. Dan's here as well. Big thank you to everybody for joining us on this lovely afternoon. I will just, before we get too far, extend another big thank you to all of our YouTube community and everybody who participated in that big community quiz last week. I think at one point
Does that sound better?
300 people playing the game. So big thanks to Kay and Dan, Wannabe Champ, for organising all of that, and to everybody that
Let me know, guys.
it is very much appreciated, and thanks to everyone for being here today as well. Now, Dan, you're in here now, I think? Microphone working?
Sure am. Hey, everyone.
Perfect. Okay. Well, we might just start this with a bit of a recap, like we usually cover off, and then we'll dive into the big ticket items. So, I mean, obviously, we've just had probably the biggest month we've had on VV2.
It's only going to get bigger.
Obviously, we had the first ever blind box that went out, the first ever digital comic NFTs, and I just went back through the VV blog. Now, for anybody new to our community or who just maybe hasn't found it yet, the best resource to stay up to date with VV drops and app updates and all of those things is the VV blog. You can find that at medium.com/VV-collectibles, or you should be able to click through from any of our socials to find that. But just doing a quick wrap of that, I mean, in the last 4 weeks or thereabouts, we've dropped 7 comics. We did 2 series of the Mighties. We started off the month with that Spider-Man drop, and we obviously just rounded it out with Captain America and the Amazing Spider-Man comic as well. So, huge month in terms of drops.
Is this better or worse?
Dan, do you want to maybe give people a little review on that? How did things go from our end? Is this the only Marvel stuff people should expect for a little while? What's our next move?
Yeah, overall it was a really exciting month, especially when it came to Marvel content. And as Reese mentioned, a couple of new groundbreaking.
I'm messing with the sound, so let me know in the comments how it
in the app,
sounds.
such as the first digital comics, which is something that has been in the works for a very long time. I remember sitting there when the first comic was about to drop, watching the counter go down, going, I hope everything goes well. And thankfully, it all went very well. So, yeah, huge shout out to the community for, just participating in the comics. And I really hope you're enjoying, just reading them. I mean, for me personally, I'd never had an opportunity to read the very first Marvel comics #1 or any of these.
What up, Kyle?
So I think it's great to to be able to get comics out in people's hands. Now, comics, as most of you probably have realized, is a fully integrated part of the VV platform now. So that means we will absolutely be continuing to drop comics, and you can expect that we'll be bringing out new comics every week. And well, with the Marvel license anyway, they kind of fall into 2 main categories. Number 1 is we have the Marvel Classics, which is basically all of the earlier ones, like I just mentioned, Marvel Comics #1. And then we have the Modern Marvels, which is all of the front list type comics, or the more sort of modern day comics. So you can expect a nice mix of of new and old comics on that front.
Old.
If you're a comic reader, I hope you really enjoy continuing to collect and read those comics. And yeah, there will absolutely continue to be Marvel content rolling out over the coming months.
Perfect. Are we? Maybe it's too early, but is it safe to kind of assume that we will have Marvel month the same time next year? Is that kind of what will this be a permanent feature now?
No, it was really just a kick-off, thing, just to welcome Marvel into the VV fam and get some exciting content out there.
Yeah, perfect. And I know a few people are waiting on an update as to the AR reader for the comics.
That should be soon.
ETA on that?
It's coming together pretty well. Unfortunately, as you guys know, I am a stickler for having things of the highest quality. So we've just made one more little change overnight, which just helped with the comic page loading. Obviously, with each with the AR reader, all of the pages are loaded dynamically into the 3D comic itself. So we just went through some optimizations on that.
That's good news.
I've got another build to have a look through today. So hopefully we'll be able to get that out in the next couple of days, assuming it's up to standard.
Yep, assuming the App Store overlords give us the green light as well. But that's good to know anyway. I know people are waiting on that. A couple other things that people have obviously been asking about today. There were some accounts affected by a overpurchase of gems, something similar. Do you want to maybe just run through that so everyone sort of knows if their account was affected?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what happened there was a few months back there was a payment issue with, I believe it was with Apple devices only, where a user would buy X number of gems, but there was a bug in the system that actually gave them significantly more gems. Now there were some people who exploited that, found the issue and exploited that. So
They probably just ran it up
as a
with
company,
thousands.
Those gems were effectively unpaid for. So
That's hilarious.
we made the call internally that we needed to remove any gems from wallets who were
That's a smart
unpaid
move.
for. So
My wallet got hit.
People think that we've taken any gems that belong
I had
to
130
you or that you paid
bucks or 130
for.
gems.
This was just simply a small bug in the app that, as Reese mentioned, issued extra gems to users that they shouldn't
That makes
have
sense.
received.
Yeah. And look, I guess just on that note, we know that a number of accounts have been affected that weren't doing this maliciously, but for the reasons you've just kind of outlined, that was the decision made.
No, that makes sense.
I will just make a note that for anyone that wants more information on that or has been affected, please reply to the email that you've received. There's no point sending me a separate email or things like that. The support team are handling that, so please get in touch with them if you need to. So, okay, there's that one off the list. People will obviously want to know how the immutable testing is going. Guessing if we had updates, we probably would have put them out, but
That's
have you
good
got
to
anything to add to that?
Yes, Immutable is coming along very well. We had a couple of final blockers removed. So now that they are out of the way, it really is just a matter now of finishing up all of the testing and then getting ready for the rollout. So I anticipate in the next couple of weeks, we're going to start publishing some content or some communications.
That's exciting,
just around how the whole token swap's going to work, everything you need to be aware of as a token holder, and the step that you'll need to go through. So very excited to have this fairly pivotal change happen within the app. As a lot of listeners know, moving to Ethereum based or layer 2 is going to open up a lot of opportunities for veve. Both in terms of interoperability for those license tools that approve it, and of course opening it up to the to the wider ETH community, which as any long-time listeners know, Reese and I are definitely ETH fanboys.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, ETH fanboys. But no, as you said, that is a really monumental change. A lot of people are excited for it, and I mean, like, we're finally here. NFTs are breaking into people's awareness. And they're making it outside of the crypto sphere, so it's very exciting.
I can only imagine how they feel. For like 4 years doing this.
Anyway. It's a good thing there. Okay, Immutable MTL. Obviously, people want to know how that testing is going as well.
Money transmitter license. Let's go.
I'm assuming
DW.
we're still in that stage.
We are still in that stage, but everything is moving along very well. We've already passed a number of compliance steps, and overall the full MTL account has been approved. The last step now is just to get the sign off on the actual dev that we've done on our side. And again, I'm really hoping that we'll be rolling that out this month.
Fantastic. That's great.
The IMX token.
And I know that there are a few people waiting on news of the secure wallet. Now, just to let people know, we are testing that at the moment, the new app.
Why does it sound so low?
It looks fantastic, but I've personally found a couple of things we'll need to update before that goes live. So we'll release more information about the secure wallets being restocked.
I'm going to turn off this fan.
Probably in a couple of weeks, Dan? Maybe a month, something like that?
I'm not actually sure. I'll have to check in on that one to see where the production is.
Okay, perfect. Well, just an update there anyway. But hopefully I should be able to release some images of that new app in the next couple of weeks as well, so people kind of see what's being worked on there on those updates. All right, I think that's the main bits on my list there. Alex or Noah, do you guys have anything else on your list before we open to community questions?
No, I think that's pretty much the list that I had. I'll go ahead and start bringing people up on stage if you guys are ready to go.
Money
Yeah,
time, let's
do
go.
that. And big welcome to everybody listening. I believe there's quite a number of people on here at the moment, so
That's what
thank
MTL
you for
stands
joining
for.
us.
Money time, let's
And again,
go.
I will just reset the room a little bit and let you know that if
I'm gonna
you're looking
hold
for our resources, medium.com/vv-collectibles is the place to go for all of our drop information and app updates. We also have the VV Discord.
Maybe
And,
buy some Omi with it.
Big welcome to all of the new members there. I think we are now over 20,000 members in the VV Discord, so feel free to join that. Noah's been doing a great job in compartmentalizing all of that information as well. So if you need a link to that, we can definitely drop one for you.
Yeah, definitely.
This community's grown so much,
mods
man.
as well. Noah and the mods are doing a bang-up job getting everybody welcomed and organized
Shout out to the
into
mods.
the various channels. And yeah, we hit that big 20K milestone this week. So shout out to everybody on Discord. Thank you very much. We look forward to continuing to grow the community.
Why is that like jumping?
That said, I brought a couple people up here on stage just to kind of piggyback on the room reset. Let's try to limit our questions to 1 to 2 so that we can try to get as many people up on stage as possible. That said, I think we have a few up here. Well, Randy and Chavez, you want to go first?
Randy, welcome.
Randy.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me. Just a quick 2 questions, I guess. There's just a 2-parter. The article is about 3 years old by now. It was released 19 June 2018, saying Akomi partners with OpenSea to create open market for digital collectibles. In there, it was mentioned about the Master Collector program. And I don't know if you guys remember in that article, which parts, if any, are still good for that Master Collector program, or did you guys go back to formula and redo the whole thing?
I'll just take that one if that's easy, Dan. Yeah, so that article was
How does this pop up
from,
before
2018, I think,
they're
when
talking?
we were initially sort of designing this out. OpenSea was still very nascent. But from that point, we redesigned our product offering. And obviously now you don't really need a partnership with OpenSea. They've already put out there that they're supporting immutables contracts and things anyway. So we're that's already taking place, basically. As to what was in there for the Master Collector, I haven't seen that article in 3 years, so I have no idea.
Randy, I appreciate you bringing that up because there is, I don't know, somebody in every tweet has been circulating that article around like as if it's still new news. And as Reese mentioned, it is a 3-year-old article. You know, things change. The app has been completely redesigned, and VV is a thing before, and I don't think it was quite a thing back then. So, you know, I appreciate everybody, you know, trying to keep us honest, but at the same time, things evolve so quickly in this market, especially when it comes to NFTs. I don't think anybody even had really.
Yo, what up, Pineapple Gang? I forgot you were in here.
Then. So,
Non-fungible.
We appreciate the diligence and going back to read our old blog posts. But I would say that we probably shouldn't be.
I know they talk about that article all the time.
Taking that.
People always ask about it. The Rebel, what's going on, Rebel? My
Just
guy.
to add to that, as the guys have mentioned, the product offering has changed, and also we've obviously got a lot of user data now. Where back then in 2018 everything was really just an idea. So in terms of how much the Master Collector has changed, fundamentally it still functions in the same way, but obviously we've added in a whole lot of extra other features as we get this data in from the community and sort of getting a better understanding of how we can improve that. But yeah, I mean, as the guys have said, the article's 3 years old. Don't take it as gospel.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, just on Master Collector, Dan, and for anyone who may have missed this, I think we're aiming to release some information about that this month. Is that correct?
Ooh, that's soon.
Yep, that's correct. We're just finalising all of the last sort of leveling formulas and all that kind of thing, all the rewards, all the features, and how that's going to roll out. So, stay tuned for an updated article on how the Master Collector is going to work.
Amazing. Oh, people will be.
I know we all waiting on that.
I'm waiting for that. So I'm looking forward to piecing that together. put out.
Thank you guys. I will work on getting more sets before you guys do an announcement. And
No
I'll
worries.
see y'all later.
Yeah, me too,
Thanks,
man.
man.
Me too.
Thank you. Thank you.
People are like, shut up. But seriously,
All right,
There's
let's
some
go
that I'm
with
missing.
Xavier.
Hey guys, pleasure to meet you guys out here in California.
Cali.
Modeler since February, so
Oh, he's an
a
OG.
little ups and down with you guys, but it's been a fun ride.
Welcome to
Things are
crypto.
getting more fun.
It's crazy that it's been up and down. For me, it doesn't seem that
so Reese,
up
you
and down.
mentioned Immutable X, and I think last week you mentioned that we were about 90% completed. I'm curious, kind of where we are today, whether that's 94%, 99%.
Probably 91%.
And then you mentioned just briefly that you're completing the swap. What kind of changes should we expect in the coming weeks once we actually do have the rollout? And then the second part of that question is, have you had conversations with Marvel regarding allowing their licensing to go to outside platforms such as OpenSea?
Yep. So the Marvel
I'll
one
grab
and
that one.
those kind of questions are probably a Dan thing. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So, I've been pretty clear all along the fact that the interoperability of veve NFTs comes down to the licensors. Some are obviously more motivated than others. Others have more legal compliance they need to go through. So we will announce, which NFTs will be interoperable as that information comes available. However, I will say that on the artist side, such as Jermaine Rogers and Frank Kozik, we can anticipate that those are more likely going to be the first ones that
watch the prices go up.
I probably shouldn't have said that. Now everyone's going to go out and raise the floor price, but
Literally.
we can expect that. That's more than likely how it's going to roll out. And then as the sort of the larger licensors, come to grips with interoperability, which obviously is a very new area and a very new field for a lot of these industries. I anticipate that they'll roll out in a little bit later on.
Yeah. And just for the second half of that question, sort of what can we expect? I mean, I think that most people understand there will be a token swap if they're holding OMI tokens. And I will reiterate this now and every time we speak about it until it takes place. Please make sure you are using the legitimate.
There's going to be a lot of scams out there, guys.
You will get that from us. There will no doubt be scam sites and plenty of scammers on Telegram or anywhere else that will, propose to help you with it. So, please just remain vigilant on that front. In terms of what you will face as a user, and Dan, you can probably confirm this for me, there's no forward-facing changes or things to be aware of there, is there?
That's correct. From a user's perspective, there won't be much change at all. Obviously, it'll be the only obligation on your side as the user is to make sure you go through the token swap, and then there will be some additional features in the app to withdraw to layer 2 and all that kind of stuff. So as I just mentioned, we'll be releasing a lot more detailed information about that this month. So you don't need to be worried about being in the dark. We'll make sure that there's a lot of communication before anything takes place, so everyone's kind of happy.
Perfect. Did that cover everything for you?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I do have a little bit of a follow-up question for you, Dan. So you mentioned that some of the licensors are, maybe not seeing the vision just yet, and I imagine they have Twitter and internet, so they're seeing what's happening with things like eFriends, which is basically 9-year-old drawing pictures and what those things are going for. So I think the community is pretty excited about seeing something like a license like Marvel and Pokemon, some things that are bigger, kind of going into that realm, and not to mention our AR capabilities and the artwork that you guys have created has been absolutely amazing. So we're seeing huge opportunity there. I'm just kind of curious what some of the challenges that you're running into with some of the bigger licensors.
I think they just don't understand
and
NFTs yet. That's the problem with these licensors.
Building in a smart contract, so they are, I imagine, able to get their royalties and I imagine that's probably maybe part of the challenge, but maybe you can express some of the challenges that you had with the larger licensors.
Well, one of the reasons we went with Immutable is because of their ability to pay out royalties, which obviously is a big thing for the licensors. In terms of the challenges, it's actually nothing on our side. I mean, it's all internal with the licensors, and you know, we're not privy to what's going on there, so I can't really comment on, you know, any individual or specific licensor as to what challenges they have internally. It's from my understanding is mostly just around the sort of the legal IP of moving these assets out into an entirely new type of asset class. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're just a licensee selling their products, and you know, we don't really have
Probably
any
so many
control over
details that go involved with that.
what the licensors are going to do with those assets.
Oh shit.
I will just add to that in terms of users, I mean, don't get me wrong, I know that most eyes in the NFT space are on OpenSea, right? And they've done an incredible job. I think it was something like $1.5 billion or maybe even up to $3 billion in volume last month alone. But in terms of users, I think it's quite comparable with our existing user base. I think a couple of weeks ago it was only maybe 60,000 active addresses, and now maybe that's over 200 or 300,000, something like that. So as an actual marketplace, I mean, we're not directly competing or anything, but we are operating in it with the same sort of user base there, which is, for me personally, I see more value in participating in the market on veve. That's where our collectors are, that's where our fans are, that's where people are kind of aware of the platform and the capabilities. Now, I think OpenSea will bring more eyes back to us and back to the project, and obviously people want that option with their NFTs as well. But I'm excited to see how it plays out. You know, whether we impact them more or they impact us more, or vice versa. Anyway,
Yo, the price is literally going up right now on these rabbits. It's unbelievable.
Thank you, Xavier.
I just bought a
Let's
couple
go
more.
next to Ludwig.
They're going up right now. I'm literally just refreshing. It's just going up. It's unbelievable. I probably shouldn't have said that
Unmute
either.
your mic, maybe.
Sorry, were you calling for Ludwig?
Yes.
Sorry about that. My kid's a little upset.
Not only just the Stash Rabbits, but the
two quick
Jermaine
questions. First
Rogers.
of all, thank you guys. Marvel Month was awesome.
The power is
and I want to
unbelievable
start my
these
first
people
question
have.
off with a Marvel Month question, and that was with the admittedly not stellar performance that the Captain America figures had. Is there a time that those commons and uncommons might be pulled from the marketplace?
When you say pulled from the marketplace, you mean the store or the?
Yeah, sorry. I mean from the store. Yeah.
No plans at the moment. I mean, you know, my thought is that there was a lot of Marvel content over August. So the sales of Captain America actually went pretty much as I suspected. I saw an increasing number of gifts with wallets opening and flies coming out towards the end of Marvel month. So I just you know, my thought is that it's really just there was so much content. And
It's probably
you know, like
my
I've mentioned
wallet.
a number of times, you know, we aren't necessarily in the business of selling out. That's just something that's just
I agree,
happened
exactly.
since launch due to the obviously the rise and attention of NFTs. But you know, for me, I'm actually quite happy that we have stock on the shelves because, you know, we have thousands of new users coming in each day, and it's good that there's stock in the store. So no plans to pull it at the moment.
Awesome, thank you. And my second question is kind of looking into the future. Immutable, the crossover to Immutable has happened, and things are going well. Are there exchanges, major or minor, that are already lined up for OMI once that transition takes place?
Yeah, there are more exchanges lined up. As I've mentioned a couple of times in previous AMAs, obviously moving to something like ETH makes it far easier for us to onboard with new exchanges, and that was one of the sort of key decisions of going with ETH. So yeah, we can expect to see some more exchanges in the future, of course.
It's big time.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to answer my questions.
All right. Thank you, Ludwig. Let's go next to Keen. I believe that's the name there.
Yeah, hi, thanks. How's it going?
All right.
So, yeah, I just had a question and then another follow-up about the token swap. But my main question is, I've been doing a lot of digging. I've been a VB holder since Batman Black and White Season 2 is my first NFT purchase, actually, that got me into buying NFTs. But I was digging around on a different platform called Uphold, and I came across some kind of partnership with an app on there called IMVU, which is a metaverse of its own, it looks like, which has like a faux cryptocurrency called Vcoin. And I found a partnership on there with a fellow named Phil Ranta from Wormhole Labs, and I noticed you guys had an AMA with them. So is there some kind of partnership with Uphold in the works, or are we going to be wormholing
That's some digging right there.
Metaverse to metaverse, or are you going to be incorporating the two metaverses?
It's interesting.
No, there isn't any partnership with those guys. Obviously, as you guys know, well, as some of you probably know, we are the Veveverse is underway.
Let's go.
You know, a lot of this stuff to consider with Veve NFTs is coming back to the licensors.
Veve's the Disneyland
I've
for
expressed
NFTs.
previously that I do believe the future is interoperable, but you know, even metaverses are still quite new. So I think it's going to be a while before we see, you know, all of these NFTs or assets or licensors being completely interoperable across worlds. I hope that's where things are going to end up, and that's sort of my prediction for the future. But yeah, right now we don't have any partnerships with Wormhole.
Okay, and the other question was, when the token swap comes, will that be for both wrapped OMI and GoChain native OMI, or will we have to unwrap it to go to GoChain to do the
Probably
swap?
have to unwrap it, but I could be wrong.
I believe you'll have to unwrap it and then go and do the swap. So we'll be putting out a lot of information about all of the token swap mechanics in the coming weeks.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
That's going to be live for like a year, so don't feel like you have to rush into it. Make sure you guys are careful when we do that swap.
Gertonian.
Hey, how's it going, guys? So this question is more in regards to all of the showroom creators. You know, people who have just been putting together all of the insane showrooms that we see on Instagram and
Shout out to
Twitter.
Ryan Romantic. He's one of them. True Tech Junkie.
Specifically, the
Alex has a good one.
The actual rights that we have as a holder of any of these collectibles. I imagine that it would have to do with the licensing, but if I wanted to create, let's say, a derivative artwork of any of the collectibles that I have in my collection, is there anything? Do you have any more details on what kind of rights I have as a collectible holder and the things that I can do with it?
That's a good question right there.
Well, it's very similar to the physical world. I mean, if you have a Batman black and white physical statue, you own that statue, but you don't own any of the IP. So you couldn't take that statue and then make another version of Batman black and white and sell that as your own, because obviously that IP belongs to Warner Brothers or DC Comics. So generally the way licensing works in that regard is that I believe, and I'm no licensing lawyer, but
talk to Alcon.
Yeah, generally you're not able to take someone else's IP and then create your own version of that and then sell that multiple times. I think there is a line where if you do some original artwork, you possibly can sell a one-off. But if you start selling multiples, then you're basically selling someone else's IP that you don't own.
Yeah, I think the only reason why I ask is back when we had the first like Veve art show, having created one of the Tokidoki posters with all the Mermicornos and Unicornos kind of clustered together. I had someone approach me asking if a print was available, and I had no idea how to answer that because I didn't really know what the licensing, because I didn't actually have
It's one of those things where
the licensing for
too small. You probably get away with it, but
yeah,
it's
thanks
frowned
for
upon.
answering.
Probably
That.
shouldn't do
Appreciate
it.
it.
I would advise not to do it.
Great, thank you, Petonian. Let's go, Austin.
Hey guys,
What
hey
up,
Dan,
Austin?
hey Reeves, hey Alex. Appreciate having me up. So I got two questions. First question would be regarding buybacks. I heard you guys said something about putting that on Dan's desk. How it's not automated; it's more of a manual process. Second part of that, will it become an automated process when we get to Ethereum? And how's that going?
That actually wasn't on my desk. That's on David's desk, and I'm sure it's still there. So I don't have any update on that at the moment. I suspect that once we are moved over to Immutable, which is obviously our major focus right now, hopefully I can get some more information from David on exactly what's
Ron
going to
English
happen
is another one.
Okay, great. My second question now is regarding avatars for the Viviverse. Will we have NFTs come out that will be part of our avatars? How will that work? How will that look like, you think?
Yes, you will have avatars, and yes, part of those avatars will be NFTs. Whether you'll be able to run around as a Risso or a Captain America, that's still to be decided. However, there will be avatars with potentially branded content on them. So I'm pretty excited for that. I've been doing a lot of work on the Viviverse with the team over the past couple of months. And obviously avatars are a huge part of any metaverse, you know, there's
your identity.
A way for you to personalize your avatar and customize your avatar.
Let's go. That's going to be awesome.
So that will be a big feature.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Hey, Austin, I saw you tweeted me the other day and I was going to answer it, but it got buried under the fact that every time Dozer Comic Way tags me in a tweet. Did you want to ask that here? I think I remember what it was.
Yeah, shout out Comic Way, man.
I can't even remember the tweet. I tweeted like 100 times.
All right. Well, hit me on the side, and I'll try to answer for you.
Okay, no problem. No worries. Thank you.
All right. Let's.
That's
Black
hilarious.
Let's go there.
Thank you guys so much. Number one, first and foremost, I'm giddy as a schoolgirl over here talking to you guys. I'm telling you, like my friends.
I missed so many comments. Sorry, guys.
And they're just like, "Yo, shut the hell up, Black Excellence, talking about VV all the time." But we really, they're laughing at me. But we brought a lot of people, and I want to thank you guys for this amazing opportunity. My first question to you guys is something that my friend Jess is consistently asking me because I cannot answer this. Are the NFTs on a blockchain?
The Go
Because
chain.
a lot of there's a worry that people are like, "Well, I'm buying it with fiat, but is the NFT actually on a blockchain?" And I can't answer that question. We host, like, we're in spaces with David Goxian and stuff. So, like, when I'm answering these questions, I'm answering for a large audience.
So their NFTs are just on the Go chain.
Yeah. So right now, the NFTs aren't visible through the current setup. But the whole idea about moving to Immutable is that, you know, any NFT that you own, you'll be able to look up on the blockchain, and you'll obviously be able to see what NFTs are in your wallet, and there'll be some form of explorer that you can leverage to go and look up all of your addresses and see the actual.
So they're not visible on the Go chain right now.
On chain. So wait for post Immutable on that, and then there'll be a lot more transparency on that side. The reason it isn't there for now is that I think as I've expressed quite a few times, a couple of years ago, no one really knew what NFTs were, so we were much more of a digital collectible kind of company. Obviously, we are still that, but with the spotlight on NFTs and people just becoming far more aware of what they are and how they work.
People didn't know what NFTs were a few years ago.
You still hear me?
Yeah, I got you down. Yeah. Comments on.
Anyway, TLDR, post Immutable, you will absolutely be able to look up your wallet address and see NFTs on chain.
Awesome. And then the second question is just because I'm a huge football guy. You guys look at it. I literally got my entire football team of the high school I coach now buying these NFTs and really getting into it. But I kept saying, hey, the NFL is going to have something. When can I anticipate the NFL stuff really coming to fruition?
Well, yeah, like I mentioned, we don't actually have an agreement with NFL, but we do have a whole new sports range that we're going to be kicking off in Q4. So stay tuned for some information on that side.
Let's go.
All right, so Q4. So, hey, guys, once again, thank you all very much.
It's big time.
You guys are the bees knees. You're the only NFT, the only real rock stars in this space. Thank you so much for developing a real project that somebody like me can just get behind.
Thank you. Awesome. All right, let's go. Let's move on to. Oh, Eagle Eyes is back up. Eagle Eyes, want to go for it?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Congratulations with Marvel Month. I just have a quick question and an idea. The question is, moving forward, are we gonna be getting the Mighties after the animated 3D models? And yeah, that's the question first.
The Mighties, well, really, a lot of the Marvel schedule is dictated by Marvel, so it's kind of up to them as to when they'll be bringing them out. I think we're going to be taking a break from the Mighties for a while, but as you guys have probably realised, that is an entirely new series that's been commissioned by Marvel specifically, exclusively to veve. So you can expect more of them, but yeah, I'm actually not in a position to say whether they'll come out before the premium statues or not.
Some French vanilla coffee.
All right, thank you, Eagle Eyes.
All right, cool. Thank you, man.
Shadow, what do you got?
I gotta have coffee, man. I've had no sleep.
You there, Shadow?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, sweet. I have two questions. One is from Granola, and one is from the Discord drop day chat. So basically, Granola brought up a really cool, I guess, idea. Some people might have heard of it or seen it already. And it was basically, because there are so many few secret rares, is there a chance, in the future, that they may be considered as their own sets? I know the reason why for comics they don't count as sets is because we have 50,000 comics and only 500, so it wouldn't be fair. But I guess it would basically help for other collectible sets, making it easier to get certain sets if they were in their own category or that sort of deal. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, I've spoken with Granola about that as well. I mean, the secret rares are all part of a set. They're part of all of the other rarities. So I don't anticipate that we'll bring them out as a separate item, or bring out a whole range of secret rares in a drop. That doesn't really make sense. As you mentioned with the comics, the editions are a lot lower, and with the comics, really, you're just buying the comic, and you have a 1 in X chance of, if you're lucky enough, which I aren't, I'm Team Common all the way.
Team Common. Let's go, Dan.
Yeah, that's the reason there isn't sets with comics. So I'll bring it up with Dave, but it's unlikely that secret rares will come out as their own set, because, as I say, they are just one of the other rarities in the set with all the others.
Oh, okay. No, I just thought it was really cool, and I thought I would shoot it out since he's not here. The other thing is from, I forget the person's name, and I'm so sorry if you're listening, man. But one day someone brought up a really cool idea about artist signatures on NFTs.
That's happening.
So basically it was
Virtual.
the ability to have NFTs signed by artists, say Jermaine, by trading it to them. So let's say I'm at a veve con in the future, and I walk up with my NFT, I can trade it to Jermaine, and then he can do something on his end, and then when it gets traded back to me, it's signed.
And then you can sell it as the autographed version.
And all the other cool
it's probably
stuff.
going to happen sometime
I just
next
think
year.
with the artist NFT stuff, that would be really cool to have. What do y'all think of something like that in the future?
I think number one, it's a fantastic idea, and it's one that we've already got on the development board. As you know, David is a level 9000 collector, and basically every time pre-COVID, every time we travel somewhere, there'd be 3 suitcases full of comics or artwork.
I can only imagine. I would love to travel with
that
these
he
guys,
would be
man.
carting around specifically to get signatures.
More than anything,
so
I would just love to
we know
travel
that
with
is
them.
a huge part of the world, of the collectible world. And we have some really cool ideas and cool ways that we're going to execute that. So whoever came up with that, you're right on the money. And I look forward to bringing that out. I'm not sure if it'll be this year. Obviously, we've got a lot of developments on the plate at the moment. But it's definitely on the development pipeline.
All right, sweet.
I reached out to Simone.
Great, man. We always talk a lot about different things that we would love to see, and that when that guy said that, we all were like, dude, that's freaking amazing. So yeah, appreciate everything.
Simone said they would sign the Dragon Girl. Let's go.
No worries at all. Hey, just on that, we might just quickly jump in, seeing as we're speaking of the development pipeline. What have we got in the immediate pipeline, Dan? I know Showroom version 2 is pretty close.
Yep, the main things coming up next is AR Comic, Showroom V2,
desktop,
and then obviously we're spending a lot of development time on Immutable at the moment. Veveverse is chugging along in the background.
They got so many things to work on, man.
Coming up, I think there's a whole bunch of little changes that the community has suggested. Like for example, on comics, when you view a comic in the market, it will tell you what rarity it is, and also tell you the total number of editions. That was some good feedback from someone in the community. I think that one's actually going out in the next update. And then there's just a few other smaller kind of things like that for the immediate future.
Nice. And the web platform, web app, how are we looking on that?
Web platform's coming along very well. I think we're just now at the final stages of building all of the pages around the wallet, which is both OMI and gems. And then the last step that we need to implement is all of the pay-in mechanisms.
Yep. Okay. And just so people are aware, will the access point for that be vv.me? Is that sort of how people will access the web platform, or have we got a separate site being built for it?
That's correct, yeah. So you'll basically go to vv.me, and then from there you'll be able to log in with your existing VV
Don't sleep on the comments.
Which is obviously ubiquitous across whatever platform, whether that be the Veveverse, the web app, mobile app, etc.
The whole thing. All right, perfect. Hopefully that answers some questions for people as well. Alex, I will let you continue.
All right, we had Brain up next. Brain.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, my question is regarding like
smash that like button.
You have eyes on OpenSea and
appreciate it, Rebel. Appreciate
the greater NFT space. My question to you guys is, how do you feel about getting outside of the traditional, bringing physical collecting or physical collectibles, and kind of taking a page out of what we're seeing on OpenSea? And like, for example, given you have the Star Wars license or whatever, doing like some kind of profile picture collectibles, using generated versions of a stormtrooper or something like that. Is that something that you guys are looking into, like branching outside of just the traditional physical to digital?
I'm not sure I 100% understand the question, to be honest.
Yeah, just like the idea of doing something like a profile picture project that we've seen on OpenSea, but with like branded, license. Yeah, thing. Yeah.
Nothing that we've got on the radar for the meantime. Primarily because on OpenSea it's a bit different because it is someone's IP, obviously, but it's not guarded or protected by 5,000 lawyers.
It's literally LimeWire.
Similar to the
shout out to
question
OpenSea,
that
man.
the person asked
where
a
we're
little
at.
bit earlier, is that we, as licensors, they own the IP, they protect the IP, they want to make sure the IP is represented in specific ways. So I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, but it's not anything that we've considered for the meantime.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you.
Like, it just shows how
Shin.
early we are. Like, it's
Yeah.
it's the wild, wild west right now.
So I had two questions. So first of all, are you working currently on translating the app in other languages, like in French? And also, if you are planning to, I would like to help.
Number one, appreciate the help. If you want to reach out to some of the community mods. So yeah, the app is set up for translation
That's
already.
awesome.
We already have language files, so we can roll out different languages. However, it is quite a big task to get that underway. But I do appreciate that obviously veve is a worldwide app, and we do need to get other languages in there. We had anticipated that it would be in there earlier, but this year has obviously been basically insane since January 1st. So please just bear with us on that one. I am aware that it is a feature that's been asked for a few times.
Okay, so basically just like contact the mods about the translation. And for my second question, will there be any utility for the collectibles? Like, for example, getting Marvel Mighties, will it allow me, for example, to have a skin on a game made by Marvel or something like that?
I mean, right now, no. There's no sort of talk or discussion of that, but I think that is something that will more than likely happen in the future. I think one thing to remember is that a lot of these big IP companies are just beginning to enter the NFT space.
Like, everybody here, we're early in this NFT crypto space.
Way. But as I mentioned earlier, I am a strong believer that we will see, more interoperability over the coming years. So I don't know exactly how that's going to shape out because, as I've mentioned, it really does come down to the licensors and what they're comfortable doing. But I agree, it would be super cool if we could do that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I think once they understand that this is just going to be more marketing, more exposure, more money for them, we're going to see these IP brands get on board with everything.
I have two parts. The first question would be about regarding the blind box experiences. Are you guys working on any way to actually do some sort of packs and whatnot? So I mean, with the Mighty Heroes and the comic books, I was kind of hoping to get some sort of box or a pack and then actually open it.
Hashtag soon.
Right now, I know that a lot of users have requested that. I mean, it doesn't really add any value at all to what you're doing. It'll purely just be a visual thing, So when you get the collectible, it'll come out of a box. So given that it's just basically a visual feature, it is not that high on our development priority list at the moment. Obviously, we have a lot more fundamental features coming into the app. So yeah, I'm not too sure when that's going to happen, but I do know that people want to see the collectibles coming out of a box or a packet.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then also, kind of like an idea. I'm sure you guys have already probably talked about this since you guys are all collectors and whatnot. But buying action figures and they'll come with like an extra piece, like for instance, like buying the Justice League, you'll buy Superman, Batman, and all these characters, and then each action figure actually comes with maybe the head of Darkseid or a limb and whatnot, and then once you get them all, you could actually put it together. I'm not sure if you guys are thinking of anything like that. And then also some sort of like statue, like X-Men fighting a Sentinel, and you get like each one of those pieces, each character, and then you put them together and create the final statue of them all fighting.
So collectible upgrades or collectible accessories we do plan on bringing out. I mean, for me personally, I think it's a really cool idea that you might be able to purchase the base collectible, and then maybe in a couple of months after that we bring out a limited number of upgrades to that particular collectible. As you say, very, very similar to how products arrive or the action figures arrive. when you purchase a physical one. So that's all going to tie in with the accessories module. And sorry, what was the?
It's gonna burn so much Omi.
It was just with like statues.
With the statues, yeah.
Yeah, with like the X-Men fighting like a Sentinel, you buy like Wolverine, Cyclops, and then just put them all together at the end of the day when you collect them all.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the next showroom upgrade, we are bringing out a new type of showroom called an empty space. And that effectively works the same way as the current showroom, but there's no walls or anything around it. And the whole idea with the empty space is really it's a blank canvas for you to bring in whatever characters you want or whatever collectibles you want. And then in addition to that, you might bring in some accessories. So say, for example, you want to create a battle scene between two collectibles. And then you might be able to bring in some urban props, like a New York alleyway, or maybe you want to bring in some rocks, or just all of those kind of
New York
little
alleyway
things that you can add to the scene to basically build up your own diorama. So we probably won't come out with specific sets like a preordained statue with the collectibles in. Sort of locked into position. We really want to make sure that we give our users a platform to be able to create their own, because based on just the epic content that people make both in the veve art show, and obviously people on the who are listening today have probably seen a lot of awesome veve showrooms. We want to extend that functionality to allow users to create their own sort of epic dioramas. I mean, who knows, it could be Tokidoki versus, well, it could be Unicornos versus Mermicornos or something like that. But yeah, that's what you can expect to do with the empty showroom coming up.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Nice, thank you, Rue. That got me hyped. I don't know about y'all. If you flash those hundreds,
got me hyped.
You're stoked for, yeah.
And could I just confirm? So the new type of showroom, Dan, we're calling it the empty showroom.
The empty spaces.
The
title.
The empty space.
Showroom is the current working name. So
okay. All right. So if anyone,
we'll see what it's called when it comes out.
The empty space.
If anyone hears me talk about empty showroom, you know what it is.
Nice. All right, let's move on to Power Poof.
Is that a collectible?
Power Poof. It is a person with a Batman avatar. Hello. Simo Power 5. Hello. Unmute your mic. All right, get that figured out. We'll move on to Cody Fitches.
Hey guys, I just had a question about the in-app gems. When the MTL license is acquired and customers can cash out their gems from the app back to Fed,
Cash now.
is that the same as selling OMI tokens? Are they tied together?
In what sense?
Cash out.
Is like in-app gems OMI? Is that a form of OMI?
Well, the OMI underpins the app. The gem is really more of a sort of like a pseudo stable coin in the app. But the whole idea is that when someone buys gems, there's always $1 to back that. So we want to obviously make sure users are able to cash out any gems that they've got in there, whether that's they've loaded up their wallet or maybe they've made a small profit in the secondary market. But any of those gems or any of the OMI associated with those gems will just continue along with the same tokenomics.
Okay, so if everyone sold all their gems at once, would that put selling pressure on the OMI token?
No, it won't.
Okay, that's all I had to say. I'm a huge fan, first time talker. Pretty happy to be up here.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for joining, mate.
Awesome. That's all I
Thank you,
had.
Cody.
It's always good hearing
Appreciate
new users talk.
All right, let's try one more time with Power Poof.
That's why I haven't joined, because what am I going to ask and talk about every time, They know me.
Nope. No dice. All right.
I like when new users get on.
38. Hope I said that right.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
So I want to ask if there's a chance of getting mangas, like Japanese mangas.
This is the question that Taps wanted me to ask.
I am a massive anime and manga fans, so we work very hard to try and get some of those licenses on the platform.
Shout out to
Obviously,
Taps.
I can't announce or say anything
Taps
just yet,
Trades.
but yeah, we're working hard on that category.
Okay, thank you.
Mangas.
Perfect. Short and sweet.
See, like I didn't even know that stuff.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. It's Traps, Mr. Traps Wellington.
Traps.
Welcome
Trap house.
Hello, everybody. So,
He's funny, man.
My question. Oh, there's already people laughing in there. My question is around
He must be listening.
partnerships, such as we have the Call of Cthulhu, right, and Chaosium. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but some type of partnership to where people that are holding specific collectibles like the Necronomicon could potentially have perks for owning it. Because I'm not going to say that there's a cult or anything for Necronomicon holders. However, if there was a perk to add to those holders as well, I think that would be even greater incentive to collect these.
Well, I mean, that is a great idea. I absolutely agree, and I should go out and buy some more Chaosium collectibles. I mean, I really hope that we do get to a point, and again, that we're working with licensors. It's not like we're just banging out our own IP and we can make whatever decision we want or provide this or provide that. But I do hope that we do start to see some additional utility in the collectibles or in the NFTs, especially with things like Call of Cthulhu, which is obviously a very popular long-running board game. If there was some tie-in or some utility from the token, I think that would be very cool. That's something that I will be pushing, my own agenda over the coming months and years. But not really anything I can confirm at the moment.
The comments just jumped up $50.
Great. Yeah, if there are any
$40.
updates, then I'll be sure to let the if there was a cult, I'll let them know that there might be some things coming. So that's for it.
Is it just on that? If we go down that path, Dan, is it likely that those kind of additional utilities become part of the VVverse or the offering of the VVverse?
I mean, I guess it totally depends on what the utility is. Yeah. I mean, obviously we've seen V-Friends, which gives you certain utility to meet Gary or attend one of his events.
Wish I had one of those so
and
bad,
I would
man.
hope we can do that kind of stuff in the future as well. Like and this is not a confirmation, but it would be cool if you could if you managed to get a certain type of collectible that maybe that comes with a movie part or something like that. Whether that will extend into the VVverse, I mean, that's a very different type of utility. I guess if you own the Necronomicon, you want to go around and casting spells and making people die. I don't know if that's going to happen, but yeah, it would be pretty cool.
Sweet. Yeah, so anybody that doesn't have one of those books, maybe go get some. let me know.
You just up here to pump the price of the Necronomicon.
I think that's exactly what's taking place.
Traps, man, you're funny, bro.
I appreciate it, Traps. All right, we're coming up on the hour mark, so let's just reset the room, and then we'll go on.
Yep, perfect. So just for anyone joining us or who may have missed it at the start, big welcome from all of us. I think at one point we're looking at 800 or 900 people in here or more. So thanks everybody for joining. If you are not aware, there is a VV Discord server which you can join. There's a lot of compartmentalized information in there. You can find the brands or products that you're a fan of and connect with those collectors as well. And the best place to find VV related resources is on the VV blog, which you can find at medium.com/VV-collectibles.
Link in bio.
Yeah, link in bio. If you want to. And just a bit of advice, guys. I mean, if you follow that blog, then you'll receive the the updates as soon as they come out. So you're always kind of informed there as well. So yeah, that should set the room. Thank you everybody for being here, and we may carry on.
Okay, thank you. I see a lot of people requesting. I'm trying to move through everybody, so please bear with me. I do notice that we're not having a lot of female representation on stage, so please, come on, ladies. Don't let this be a sausage party. With that said, moving on to Supreme Leader. Supreme Leader, what you got?
Yeah, hey guys, best greets from Germany. I have a question about Amelia and Clear. Are they animated? Because to me, look, it's like there's a front or kind of wall of the animation. They are animated in the future,
Cleo?
or it's just...
Sorry, which collective are you talking about?
Amalia and Cleo from Rewind.
No, those collectibles that are out now are as they are. But I do believe we will have some more Rewind coming on the platform, which could be pretty exciting. Obviously, everyone loves the Givenchy Rewind animated one, and we are definitely moving towards offering animated sort of 2D imagery like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Oh, okay, thank you. And
a lot of
one
creativity
question,
with that
and
one.
when do you think the other collections come out from Rewind?
I'm not actually sure on the specific date on that one.
Okay, thank you guys.
Yo, once everybody start
Hey,
making
Dan,
that,
just on that note, I think people saw last week a post from Amar Singh about doing a deal with us. I think David's been out there wheeling and dealing. Do you have any info on that, or any explanation on the post?
No, I don't actually. Basically, David does all the licensing and I do all the tech.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll get him on next week.
once people start making that 2D, the floor, the ceiling, that changed the game.
You. All right, moving on to Gone Streaking.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Well, mate.
Really appreciate everything you guys have done paving the way over the past few months. We were heavy collectors. We came over from Top Shot. We're still in Top Shot, but just such a cool transition to go into the Todds, the 100s that were sitting there for pretty much like weeks, unsold. So we tried to compile a few friends to get together on those, and obviously we know how that went. So it's just great to see you guys improve your platform. So bullish on the OMI token and the roadmap ahead. We're going to continue to be patient. We're happy investors. We'll continue to spread the word. Only question that we just love some clarity on would be the money transmitter license, because I feel like that would be just a major catalyst just for liquidity coming in and out of the platform, and would definitely bring in a lot more activity for people that feel like, I guess, the funds wouldn't be locked up. Even if you're appreciating value on the drops, you know, it feels like the money transmitter license is going to create a huge boom for what you guys are trying to achieve. Appreciate everything you guys are doing. Thanks for having us out.
Thanks for all your support. Yes, so as I mentioned just earlier, I'm hoping that we will be rolling out the GEM to fiat in September. We're just down to the final regulatory checks and balances. All is going well so far. So yeah, please stay tuned for that. It's been a long time in the making, just due to the fact that there's a lot of regulation, and you know, as a company, we need to make sure that we're totally above board, especially when it comes to, you know, anything to do with cashing out. Obviously, AML or anti-money laundering laws have become significantly more strict over the past couple of years, and especially when it comes to crypto. So, yeah, stay tuned. I'm really hoping that the GEM to fiat will be out a little bit later on this month.
That's amazing, Dan, and all you guys, Reese and David, like everything, all the whole team, Trevor. You guys are doing an amazing job. So it's really just a fun time to be a part of the whole industry, the space. It's incredible, and we're here for the long run. It was just looking for a little clarity on the timing. By all means, no one's looking to cash out on anything. It's just a little clarity on the roadmap. But really appreciate what you guys are doing. Keep rolling. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You should hang out on our Twitter and preach that gospel to anybody asking. But I appreciate it. That's a good answer. Thank you, Dan. Let's move on now to Chill Crazy, who I believe put out an amazing video this week that we tweeted.
Man, Chill's an
hey,
awesome dude.
what's up, everyone? Really appreciate you having me on. Shout out to all the veve family and all the homies out there with having fun with their collectibles and making them awesome showrooms. Quick 2 questions for you. When will we see the search button or search bar in the app work? And also, I know you've said we would be getting a video camera function soon. How far along are we on that?
Yeah, the search function is going through a rebuild or a refactor at the moment. It is pretty frustrating at the moment. I can absolutely sympathize with you there. Even me going in trying to find some stuff, it can be a bit tricky. So we're doing a big upgrade on that in the back end, which will make it significantly more accurate and easier to use. And sorry, the second part of your question was what?
About the search bar working in the app.
Yeah.
So the video part, the video.
Oh, the video. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yes, the video. I need to get a bit of it. I think that we had to put that one on the back burner. I know that a lot of the development has been done, but we just, I think people will probably come and hunt me down and kill me if I put that out before Immutable. So it's all about priorities.
All right. Well, appreciate you.
No worries. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, thank you very much. An amazing video, by the way. Thank you for that. We love them videos from the community anytime we find them. So keep on sending them. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, Chill. Great job
Orion.
with the videos, man.
Man, Orion.
Hey guys.
What's up, Orion?
Got a
My
quick
guy.
question for Chill Crazy first. When part 2? You left me at a cliffhanger there.
Might be down off the stage, but
anyway, he's down. Okay, well, he's got to give us the next installment on that. I had a question that goes back to
Orion's a
something
good dude.
that Reese and Dan were talking about a few months ago, and that's the digital VV wallet that is supposed to be branded and available in store shelves. I was wondering, is that still on the roadmap? And have there been any changes to how it's going to be rolled out?
Yeah, it's still on the roadmap. It's not super high priority at the moment. I'd say it's more than likely we'll bring out branded versions of the secure wallets to start off with. And also, I think just one point on that is, when we first started,
Immutable should be
white
soon.
paper together
I would say next few
around
weeks.
Basically, that
I think it's
hardware
always
wallet
next
for
few weeks.
NFTs. We were living in a time where no one knew what an NFT was. And as I've mentioned a few times, our audience target has always been mass market. But however, nowadays people are a lot more savvy and a lot more knowledgeable about NFTs. So whether we bring out a separate product or not, probably a bit up in the air at the moment.
Okay, I was kind of picturing them on pin hooks next to Pokemon cards in Walmart and stores like that.
Yeah, well, that's absolutely the idea. Is to basically tackle
There's a lot of people in here.
Our marketing both from the digital side, and then obviously there's a lot of hobbyist stores and products out there, and that was basically the idea that you could
My guy.
come into a retail store and then buy one of these wallets, and it might come preloaded with some gems or something like that. However, the biggest problem we have right now is that there's no stock in the store. So I think as we start to roll out more licensed stores and do more frequent
It's so
drops,
awesome to see
we'll
OGs
probably
in here.
come back and revisit that one.
Oh, great. Thank you. And one quick follow-up on that. Would you consider doing branded wallets for artists as well that they could sell on their websites or sell when they go to different conventions?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we can consider. I can't say that I've discussed it with David, but yeah, as I say,
Can't wait till we see celebrities in
Yeah.
here.
As far as I'm concerned, they're kind of collectibles in themselves.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, when we do bring them out, even the secure wallet versions, they all will be limited run as well. So you're basically like collecting a physical card, which in this case has some function.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And do you think there's a possibility that the VV fam could pre-order some, or you kind of give us a heads up on them?
I'll see what I can do there.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to step down.
Look up the
now. Thanks a
OGs,
lot.
Dan. Come on.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, mate. Just
All
to
right.
add a little colour to that, and Dan, maybe you can correct me if this is wrong, but I'm pretty sure we were the first cold storage provider to actually support NFTs, like first in the world, to be able to store and display them too. Is that your
Add
memory?
another legendary.
I think you might be right. That's going back quite a few years now, so my brain is not what it used to be pre-VV.
That's it. Oh, just when we say, you know, we try to explain that we were early in the NFT space. I think that's a good little, you know, addition, that we were the first cold storage provider that you could store and display your NFTs with, especially using the app. So
add to the historic, legendary
Gotta
run
let
that they're
Dan
on.
recover a bit from Marvel Month. All right. Okay, here comes always the man with the best intro to himself, Gamaverse.
You know what time it is. Nah, I ain't even gonna do it this time. Hey, Reese, what's up, man? I ain't see you last time, man. I was trying to talk to you, man. What's going on, my VV people? Hey, I don't even want much. I just wanted to talk. No, I'm just but for real, this is kind of just like a simple question, maybe kind of a pet peeve question, but like in the vault, right? You know how you got those awesome secret rares now, or even anything interactable, right? Where like they have multiple animations. Is there a way where we could kind of lock the certain animation that we want? Like, you know how Cap stands up, or like, for example, the DeLorean, right? You can open the doors. I'm trying to have my doors open, man. I'm trying to keep them open, have them boys swinging.
I think it has been discussed. I think Trevor's mentioned it before, but Dan, have you got any update on that?
Yeah. So we actually need to do a bit of an upgrade on the showroom to effectively remember the specific state that the collectible is in. I'm sorry to say that's not in the immediate roadmap, but I feel you. I want the same thing. You know, if I go in there and I open my DeLorean doors and I turn the wheel a little bit, that will be great if we can sort of save that information with the collectible. So definitely on the roadmap, but yeah, I don't actually have a specific day when we that up. Probably more likely the VVverse.
All right, no, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, that's cool. Cause I was the Spider-Man. I like them hanging upside down, but you got to keep tapping every time you come in. So I'm just trying to do donuts, ghost ride my whip, my DeLorean inside. That's all with the donuts. All right, I'm gone, man. I love y'all, man.
Thanks, brother.
Man, he's funny, man.
Always a good time, Gamaverse. All right, Ariel's next.
Hi guys, thank you for hosting. Really love this project. It's kept me very busy this summer, so thank you very much. And also bankrupt. So my question is really around the marketplace and whether you will be making pricing and sales data publicly available for analysis, including historic data, hopefully through an API.
Yes, we will. I believe in the next couple of weeks, when you are looking at an in-person collectible, you will be able to see what the floor price is. That's
nice. That's
and
solid.
then post Immutable, obviously a lot of that information will be coming through from the Explorer. So I know that is definitely something the community wants. So
yeah, that's big time.
You can anticipate that feature will more than likely be in this year.
Okay, perfect.
And,
thank you very much.
Just in the short term, shout out Omi the Clown has just released ecomiwiki.com, and you can actually use that to see all of the price movements, appreciation,
that's a good website,
prices, get all of our articles and information. It's an entire sort of
Rimo's Tokidoki. That's their first license ever.
Site, but ecomiwiki.com.
I expect
place to
Tokidoki
go,
movie.
and up the top there's a couple of little buttons so that you can go through to the collectibles themselves and the marketplace data there. So if you need that information, it is available.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I've taken down that address. Cheers.
No problem.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to Jess.
Hi, how you going?
Hey, Jess.
Hello.
Hi, I just want to ask a question outside of veve. I think on the 10th of August, Course actually auctioned off their own NFT, and from memory, it sold for over 30 Ethereum. Is this an industry that you've thought of moving into in terms of like cars and automobiles and, auctioning off those sorts, well, not auctioning off theirs, but, creating and working with those sorts of brands?
You mean like working with Cause and those sort of artists? Is that what you mean, sorry?
Porsche.
Porsche, right.
Yeah,
Oh, Porsche.
I think it's sketch was auctioned off for 30
I think they got the
and
Lamborghini
whilst I don't
license.
think that we would be auctioning off
Maybe
their
one day.
specific NFTs, have
Speculation, of
we
course.
thought about expanding into the car industry?
Yep, absolutely. Vehicles is one of our main 6 or 7 categories that we have, along with, you know, sports, gaming, pop culture, etc. And obviously, we've already released a couple of vehicles in that line. For some of you may not know, but we did announce an announcement of General Motors. So we have a lot of cool stuff coming in.
Ecto 1 is the first GM car.
With some of their awesome classic cars and concept cars. And in addition to that, I believe we've already also announced, well, at least I hope we have, Fast and the Furious is also one of the brands that we have as well. So,
Can you imagine those cars?
yeah, along with being a big anime fan, I'm a big car fan as well. And I can't wait to have my VV 12 car garage with all my epic vehicles in there. So,
It's going to be insane.
That's the answer.
No, thank you. My partner is a car enthusiast and works in the industry for the Grand Prix with classic cars, so I think he would have been upset if I didn't ask the question.
Fair enough.
That's all I wanted to know.
There's some big
Have a
car
good day.
collectors out there.
Appreciate
Thank you, Jed. All right. Let's move on to
Yeah, Batman
actually,
card.
I think this is someone in disguise, Gareth. Gareth, you...
Hi, yeah, it's actually Claire. I'm having technical problems, and I've now managed to convince my husband so much into VV I've become him, so sorry. But yeah, no, my question is really just, I'm confused about FA and FE and Secret Rare after Marvel, and just wondered if you could explain to us roughly why the new, like, Captain America wasn't an FE, because I'm a bit confused with it all.
Yeah, so the way it works in the pop culture world, anyway, is whenever the first time a character appears, and whether that be in a comic or maybe in a statue, that is considered the first appearance of that character. Now, obviously, if that's, I know there was some questions around Spider-Man, why all of them were first appearance. And the reason being is because it is all the same character, like it is one type of Spider-Man that we were selling. So therefore they're all first appearance because it was the first time that particular character appeared in this new digital space, in the same way as that if it was the first time he appeared in a comic, that would be first appearance. Now, apologies to the community. I know there was some confusion over the Captain America, but it looks like that the Steve Rogers Mighty takes the crown on that one. So we did that. And then
The price is going to go up.
With Marvel,
Let's check it. Let's check what it is right now.
First appearance off the premium statue that came out just a couple of days ago. Now, first edition generally applies more to artist line. There is some crossover there sometimes, like with Batman Black and White, because that Batman Black and White series is really created by
It's $9 right now.
a whole range of artists. Like every
$9.89.
Batman Black and White that comes out is done by a new artist. So typically the first edition, you'll see that more on our artist range. But if it's a new character that's coming in, then you can anticipate that will be considered a first appearance.
Oh, brilliant, thank you. So, just to clarify then, say for instance Hulk was to appear in a comic, that would then be his first appearance on VV, not necessarily separating comic from collectibles then?
That is a great question, Claire. I'll have to clarify that one. Yeah, whether we treat it as two different mediums, because as I say, if the first time a character appears in a comic, or the first time a character appears in a statue, generally they are considered as separate first appearances because they're two different mediums, and I suspect that is more than likely how we'll categorize that in VV as well, as in first appearance in the comic or first appearance as a digital collectible statue.
I like that.
Thank you very much.
Dan, do you want to maybe just expand on the secret rare thing as well? I know Claire just mentioned it. I know initially, obviously, the secret rares were sort of designed to be acquired outside of the system. That has changed a little bit with Marvel. Do you want to maybe just dive into
I think Marvel has a little bit more
the
control
point
over
of the
that one,
secret
though.
rare or the rarity of it?
Well, like I said earlier, the secret rare is just another one of the 5 rarities that we offer. I think initially we were considering having them, only available at certain types of events or whatever. But like any company, we continue to evolve, and it's more than likely that you'll see secret rares come out. I guess we probably shouldn't have called it secret rare, maybe super rare or something like that. But it's probably a little bit too late to go back and change that now. But really, it literally is just another rarity in the collectible lineup that obviously is significantly lower mint.
So secret rare, highest on the totem pole of rarities, but that doesn't mean that we won't see secret rares drop unannounced sometimes.
Yes, because last time we did that, my Twitter inbox was flooded with very unhappy people. So more than likely, we'll be announcing every single secret rare coming up.
Yep. All right. Let's move on now to the man who will likely lose in the VV Gauntlet Fantasy Football League comic way, Dozer.
he's definitely gonna lose.
What is up, my VB hunters? And nah, dude, I'm gonna take that league, man. That's gonna be my league. I'm gonna win it, man.
No, he's not.
Is there a pool going
in 16 weeks?
Yeah, we're trying to decide on the prize. Reese, it's gonna be probably Nightwing for first place and Death for second place. But I'm regretting we should have gotten secret rare comic as the prize. That's what we should have done.
There's time. Maybe Death should be for the last place, the wooden spoon.
Yeah. Alex drafted a pretty good team, so I'm not gonna lie. He's got a good shot.
Okay, we'll follow along.
But hey, first of all, I wanna thank the VV team for fixing the Captain America FA. That was awesome. I mean, the fact that you guys listened. That was gonna be my question, but the fact that you guys actually listened and fixed it was awesome. So I mean, big props and congrats to Dan, Reese, and the rest of the VV team.
Cheers. Yeah, thanks for shouting that out. I do appreciate it. We always keeping very close eye on what the community is saying. And obviously, Marvel Month was just utter madness. So appreciate you guys doing the double check out there.
Yeah, totally. So I appreciate it, Dan. Hey, so this is the question I had. So I love the secret rare for House of X. That's it's the first X-Men NFT. Why did you guys pick that comic? I mean, it's an awesome comic, House of X #1. Why did you guys pick that one instead of the classic 1960s X-Men #1? I just thought it was an interesting pick. I don't know how you guys decided to make that the first X-Men comic we were going to see on VV.
A lot of the Marvel content is actually driven by Marvel, so that they're the ones who make the decision on what's coming out. And I believe the reason for that was because, as I mentioned earlier, we've got 2 types of Marvel comic. We've got the classic Marvel, which is all of the older ones, and then we've got the modern Marvels. And so I think it was really just a matter of mixing it up a little bit. Obviously the first week we did a lot of the really iconic initial Marvel comics that came out, like first appearance of Loki, Marvel Comics #1. And then I think the idea with House of X was just to start bringing out some of the the more modern type of comics. But I'm with you. I absolutely love every single one of those covers and for House of X.
Okay, awesome. That answers a lot of questions. Keep up the great work, because I'm telling you right now, those secret rares, I mean, that's probably the best product on all of EV right now. Those secret rare comics, I mean, I was blown away. I didn't get
you're a
any
big
in the packs,
comic
but hey, I
fan.
still went and hunted for each one of them on the marketplace. Those are going to be special pieces as going forward.
I do agree, they're
so
going to be
you guys
special,
keep up
though.
the great work, and like I said, thanks again for
Absolutely.
listening, and I'm going to keep making some content as soon as I know what the next heroes are going to be.
Definitely. More comics coming, Doze. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on standby, man. I'm on standby. I'm ready, man. So Doze are out. Thanks.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
Guy's a character, man. Gotta love that
On
guy.
and on and on and on.
It's funny, man.
That was a beautiful segue. That was a good one, Rick. Well done. That was perfect. Alex, nice. Thank you. How's it going, everyone?
Well,
I'm good. It's good to speak to you as usual. Thanks for having me up. Hello everyone. This is a flipping huge room. Welcome to any newbies that are here. And I just want to say thanks, Dan, for the wee shout out the other day during your during your interview. I know I'm pestering you guys with the art questions, and I know that it was during Marvel Month, and you had a lot of other stuff going on. But yeah, we had a wee leak from our Frank Kozik the other day saying that we were gonna be getting some Labbits, I think, within the next few weeks. Classic, you know, we wouldn't change them though. We wouldn't change them for the world. But my question just was to all of you guys that I know we have a couple of Mondo posters which are absolutely beautiful, beautifully made. I know the guys at Mondo, the way they make their stuff, it's super beautiful. But would there ever come a point where we could see like Kozik or Ron or Simone's like 2D stuff on veve? Would that ever be something that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, all of these artists are very, very talented, both in 2D and the sort of 3D creations. Well, I guess they did the physical version of it. And I mean, initially, Dave and I weren't really too sure how well the 2D work would go, but it's been very, very well received by the community. So I can assure you, we absolutely have some more very cool artworks coming out. And now that Marvel Month is over, I think I might have mentioned on the last AMA that you know, the artist channel the artist category is also huge for us. And you know, I mean, I think David is like living the dream at the moment. You know, getting to talk to all of his favorite artists and everything like that. So you can absolutely be more of that type of stuff now.
Awesome, that's great. Thank you guys. That's all I had. Thank you so much.
Thanks, OBL.
Thanks, Tim.
Let's try Powerpoof again. I re-requested to come on back up and see if the mic working. Powerpoof.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Hey there. Good.
I actually joined AMA today to talk about what you guys talked about earlier. I was super excited to ask about sending out your NFTs to get signed by creators or anything at convention. So I'm super excited to hear that's already in the works. I guess I'll pivot and ask. I guess now there's just something I noticed. I wanted to know what you guys think about items in the marketplace that are cheaper than items in the store. Like, well, is there a solution to that, or is that just something that'll sort itself out organically?
I believe it is something that will sort itself out organically. I mean, I'm still at a loss for the logic as to, you know, why you would spend $100 on something and then turn around and sell it for $80. But I guess that people have their own reasons. But we do have some mechanisms that we're working on at the moment, just to protect the value of some of those products. Where we have to be a little bit careful is that, you know, you own it, so technically, you know, you could sell it for $1 if you wanted to. So we can't really dictate you know, what people do. However, we do want to try to make sure that you know, we help users just at least keep the value or instill the value in those collectibles. So we have a couple of things in the pipeline, but as I say, you know, really those collectibles don't belong to us, and it's a fine line if we start to sort of dictate that you have to sell it at the retail price or above. So a little bit of a balancing act on that one.
It's going to sort itself out once we get
thank you very much.
millions
Well,
of users.
I'm super excited to see where this goes. I had 6,000 gems in my wallet yesterday, and I have like 35 right now. So
let's go. That's hilarious.
All right. Let's go on to Bad Rec.
Wow, thank you guys. I just want to start by saying I may have been aggressive in the Twitter chat. Some of you might have me muted or blocked, and it just comes from a passion for the project. I love what you guys are doing. I would consider myself to be part of the masses that you guys want to bring into the app. I don't know a ton about crypto. I don't own any NFTs besides what's on veve. But for me and a lot of others, I think there's some frustration about the drops as far as me having an actual fair chance. So it seems like there's people out there with way faster internet than I have, and they're on 10 devices.
I definitely upgraded my
internet. It seems like a lot of people are getting some of these drops with the low numbers, and me and some other people don't feel. Is there anything in the works to maybe change the way that drops are done so that people that are super tech savvy have maybe like a way better chance than somebody like myself? I know Top Shot had done a queue. Is there any type of talks? Because I think it's going to be difficult to bring in the masses if people don't feel like they have a fair chance like everybody else. The blind boxes certainly helped, but I know it's been a huge issue for people
I
like
think they'll
myself
go like blind
that are maybe
boxes
not as tech savvy.
and then the regular drops. I think they'll kind of go.
Yeah, we do a lot of work on the back end to try to make things absolutely fair as possible. But the main thing to consider is that, you know, with the secret rares or the ultra rares or even the rares, you know, at the time of the drop, there are literally tens of thousands of people in the app, and everyone is smashing that buy now button. So while it may seem unfair, and I'm sure there are people out there with multiple accounts, you know, that is something that is quite difficult to restrict, because, you know, you might go open up another account and it's very difficult for us, or really anyone who runs a product like we do, to know that you are the owner of those two accounts. However, it really just comes down to literally to the popularity. In the same way in the physical world, that if you go to a Comic-Con and you want, you know, a 1 of 500, so you wake up at 4 a.m. and you line up and you get there and the line is already, you know, 5,000 people long, you know, your chances of getting one are lower, because there's just so many people vying.
Shout out to
that.
West Coast
We have
Customs
considered
in the
a lottery
chat.
of some sort, but
I knew you'd have some.
you know, really a lot of the
big,
feedback
big
that's come from the community is that you know, they love the excitement of the drops in the way that they are. So we don't plan on building in any kind of lottery system like that. However, the Master Collector program will offer some benefits on that side, depending on your Master Collector level, and that's also why we introduced the blind box package as well, or sorry, the blind box mechanism. So, you know, people felt it was more fair. And then the other major change that we made, I guess it would have been maybe a month or so ago now, is that the low numbers that the addition number that you get during a normal drop, they are completely randomized. So if you're the very first one in there, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get, you know, a number 41 or a low mint number, because they are all actually randomized at the time of purchase.
Got some apes
Okay,
following.
that's a fantastic answer. I appreciate it. I guess the follow up to that would be, I see things about 350,000 or 400,000 plus active users, and that gets used as a lot of hype. But like, I have it on 3 devices because I feel like I have to, and it's not different accounts. It's just I have it on my phone, my other phone, my wife's phone, and we all try to do it together. But for people to say there's 400,000 users, that's downloads or that's active users. I think a lot of people would be interested how many active users there are on the app.
Dan, I think you're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, normally I was going to say I don't like to give out too much of that sort of commercially sensitive information, but I can confirm that there are our monthly active user rate is up around the 300,000 user mark. So
let's go.
That just goes to show the, you know, the competition that you have during the drops, and it's like I say, it's for that reason that they can say it sometimes can seem unfair, but really there is just a massive pool of users out there who are trying to get the same item you are at exactly the same time.
I'm getting so good
Once
at these
again,
drops.
you guys have been fantastic. Thanks for taking the time, and I apologize for any aggressive Twitter replies.
I'm one of the few people that have one account too.
As long as you keep it clean, man. Just keep it clean. We're all good.
One account, one phone.
All right. Well, I don't know how to say this, but there's a cool fox with a hat and a cigar. You want to speak?
Hey, everybody. It's Internet Hokage, long-time listener, big-time VV content consumer, not a creator. But I did have just one question, if you'd allow me. All right, so we all know
I
about
just saw that
the,
one.
Mattel licensing and all that cool stuff. And, you know, one of the things people always like to talk about is, you know, kids and their attention spans are relatively short. So, you know, if they do drop something to them, you know, what else are they going to do? You know, in my own perusing, I've noticed on, like, these websites of, like, you know, the OMG Surprise or, like, even Hot Wheels, they have, like, you know, online games that the kids can play with. So I was just wanted to know, like, would there ever be like any kind of like integration there with like, oh, you know, connect your veve wallet or you know, with like this website, and then like your digital collectibles now come to life, and you know, these games that they kind of already have in place. You know, just kind of that thought.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I do believe that that is the future of, well, I hope that is the future of NFTs, that they do start to become interoperable. And you know, the items that you purchase either in the game or out of the game can be moved in and out. But really, that kind of decision comes down to a couple of things. Number one, the licensor. Number two is the actual game company themselves. So it would actually be. It's not really something that's ubiquitous.
Shout out to West
more,
Coast.
You know, striking deals with certain game companies to, you know, to allow that kind of interoperability. And right now, you know, if you own a very successful game that's basically a closed or a walled garden, you are kind of retaining, you know, all of the funds and the control of everything in there. So I really believe that the interoperability of in-game assets will actually be driven by consumer demand more than you know, some of these game companies just saying, "Hey, we're going to take a punt on NFTs." So we really need to just wait for the future and really see how that whole thing plays out.
Awesome. Yep, like the answer. And yeah, just real quick before I go, I was always a big My Ride fan, so I just wanted to shout out West Coast Customs, who I see in here.
Yeah, shout out to West
that's all
Coast.
for me. Thank you guys.
Yeah, shout out to West Coast, man. Might have seen it on
Thanks,
here,
man.
but
Nice. You got some.
We got maybe another celebrity we're gonna have to bring up here.
Jeremy.
Mr. Jeremy Padua.
There he is.
Mr. Jeremy Padua, welcome, sir.
What's going on? I'm glad to be here. My favorite community.
What's going on, Jeremy?
That's good. Ed, are you?
I certainly am.
You guys go way back, don't you?
We go back, yeah,
Years
go
on
back
Friday?
a few. Well, I mean, not too long. Earlier this year, I believe.
Nice, Jeremy. How did you come into the picture? Did you meet David or Dan somewhere?
Did.
Was it an event or did
I
you know
did.
them?
Well, I'm close friends with Alcon, and he's he's one of the most spirited, fascinating people that's in the entire industry of
toys,
entertainment, and licensing. And you know, for me, when Al says, "Hey, Jeremy, I want to meet with you and talk about something," I say, "Yeah, sounds great," because
let's do it. Drop
every
everything.
time it sort of blows your mind. Sometimes it blows your mind in a bad way. You go like, "Geez, Al, how'd you get involved with that thing?" But but sometimes you go like, "Oh my God, Al just found the next big thing," and he's done that so many times in his career. So he came to me, I think it was in 2019. I believe it was February 2019 at Toy Fair, and I met with Dan, Dave, and Al
in New York.
And we all sat down, and I looked through the entire presentation, and I said, "This will never work," to myself.
Wow.
Yeah, because I know everything, right? So I was like, wow, Al really got himself wrapped up in something this time. But I sort of smiled, and I was like, hey, listen, you know, this is very interesting. Let me keep track of it. So I kept track, and I checked in every few months, and I just absolutely fell in love with the concept, the idea that you could create digital assets that had a primary market value, and that ideally you create something and give consumers a tremendous value in the end, so that there's a secondary market value that everyone feels good about, like a traditional collectible.
Yep.
And then I learned more about veve and the attachment to OMI and the token and the burning of the token, and of course I became involved with both the veve community and the OMI community. So, and just so that if you know, people that don't know me, I'm a partner, formerly an owner of a company called Wicked Cool Toys. We got acquired by private equity, and then combined with a company called Jazzwares, and now I'm in the leadership team there. And we're the global master toy partner of brands like Pokemon, Roblox, Fortnite.
Rewind it.
Peppa Pig, Cocomelon. We own Squishmallows, which is a very large brand. That sort of thing. But yeah. So big fan. That's all. I can say.
So what? Yeah.
We
Bang.
are, I think our whole community is a big fan of you. So
Huge
thanks for
fan.
being here and for sharing and being part of the
I
GM.
definitely love how active you are on the Twitter. So, like,
Oh,
whenever you
man,
get
that's
a
amazing.
favorite on your tweet, that's coming from me. So, thank you very much for being active.
Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you, I was sort of like sneaking around the room, looking around, you know. But I'm so excited that you guys called me up and on stage. I really, you know, I really feel a kinship with this entire community. Like,
It is.
I feel like it's just a bunch of entrepreneurs who see an opportunity really early, and even though you launched, maybe 7-8 months ago, it seems like now, this community is still very young. So it's
So
just
early.
I can't wait to see where this goes. I really cannot wait to see where this goes. And
Let's
it's
go
just
West
such
Coast
good
up in the
hands,
house.
y'all.
This is amazing.
Such good hands.
Wow.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that.
This is
Joining,
dreams come true,
joining your
man.
blue
We're
check
only
on
getting
stage is
started.
Another blue check that people were commenting and shouting out in the audience. West Coast Customs.
I grew up watching this
How's
show
it going?
with Exhibit.
I'm actually on a run right now. I'm listening to you guys on my AirPods, so I didn't plan on coming up. I heard everybody shouting us out. So
Kind of had to. How far have you run?
on second mile. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. It's further than I've run this week.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoke with David a couple times in the past, and we love your platform and have some special things in the works. So.
Woo! I need a West Coast Customs car ASAP. What?
Yes, hopefully.
That would be awesome. I am a huge West Coast Customs fan, as I mentioned. I'm a big car fanatic as well, and I just think your assets would look pretty awesome in the showrooms and in AR. So hopefully we can get something going.
Yeah, I heard I think it was Jeff say something about cars, and it got me excited. So
Make it happen. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining. So, we got just a few more minutes here with Dan, so I'm going to let the people I already have on stage ask a question, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us, and we'll move on to Vladimir. Vladimir, you have a question?
Yeah. Hey, guys. Hope all is well. Really glad to be here. I got a quick question, actually 3 questions, but they're very, very fast. The secure wallet, I didn't get a chance to buy one of those. Is there any date when those are being restocked?
That's a drop in
And
itself.
if not, what is the next best wallet I can buy? And last question is the Bit4X. Would you say it's safe to leave your coins there? Let me know.
We will be announcing the production of the secure wallets sometime over the next month or so. Really, the key thing for us was just to get the app update out, and that, as Reese mentioned earlier, that is in beta test. In terms of the next best wallet, I'm not really too sure. Probably want to do your own research on that. And then just my personal opinion is it's probably not safe to leave any any token or any crypto on an exchange. That's more of a at your own risk kind of scenario.
Yeah, just on that, there is a article on the Ecomi blog. If you use the search function there, or even just scroll down, you should find it. But I think the title is "How to Store Your Own Tokens."
You know what,
Where
Reese,
can I store?
we're going to do a tweet thread recap moving forward on these Twitter Spaces AMAs, and I'll link to that article in one of the threads.
Awesome. Perfect. So that should give you some good ideas as to where you can store your tokens. Obviously, right now, any wallet you use needs to be compatible with GoChain or support GoChain, and then pretty well every wallet in existence already supports ERC20. So if you're getting one in the immediate short term in the next few weeks, I would look for something that does both. If you're patient and can wait a month or 6 weeks or whatever it is, you'll only need one that stores ERC20 tokens. So it might make it a bit easier for you there.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Nice, thanks.
No problem.
All right, let's move on to Mandy. Hi, Mandy.
Hey, how are you?
Well,
that's good.
I'm tuning in from a rock in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on the east coast of Canada.
Wow.
Right.
The
Welcome.
rock, yes.
What rock? What is the rock?
Newfoundland.
Oh, it's a big rock.
It is a big rock. So if anyone has ever heard of the musical Come From Away, the town that's about, that's where I live. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just want to give props. Number one, I had to put in a support ticket last week because I got stuck on my login screen when going into the veve app, and your support team went back and forth with me 14 times. I counted the emails, and
They're amazing.
they did not give up helping me. So at the end of the day, it was a community member that gave me the tip. It was Biscuits, and she
Shout out
said
to
to
Biscuits.
reset the settings. So for anyone listening who has an iPhone XR, if you have trouble on the login screen and it gets stuck, you need to do a setting reset. So again, just want to give props to veve support.
Props to veve.
We'll pass it on.
Yeah, thanks for that. The veve support is often seen as the enemy, but they really do work very hard to try and help everyone else, anyone who's having issues, get them resolved as fast as possible. So I appreciate you shouting that out, and we'll definitely pass that along. I'm sure they'll be very pleased to hear that the community, one person in the community said they were nice.
Just one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Mandy, if I'm not mistaken, we saw you recently on the Women X veve live stream with Wendy. Is that correct?
That is correct, and I was
all right.
Yeah, I was actually.
For the rest of the room, definitely check out those streams. That's going to be an ongoing series from the ladies of the community. So definitely tune in. We appreciate it. We'd love to see as many different voices as possible here as part of the veve fam.
Our next one will be Saturday, and I did share the link on my Twitter. But
Perfect.
Speaking of which, this came out of the call we had with Wendy last week. We were chatting about the new type of crypto investor. It's crypto plus NFTs. So what we talked about was, myself, for example, I have a finance background. I came in,
Sorry if it's low.
crypto
It's low
with
for me too.
Bitcoin, Ethereum. All of a sudden, people are talking about altcoins. Someone talks about OMI. I'm absolutely obsessed. I load up my bags with OMI. So I say, okay, I got to check out this app. I got to figure out what I'm investing in. The DeLorean drop happens, and I haven't missed a drop since. So we talked about how do you strategize between buying the crypto versus buying the NFT, and what to buy and when. It's a very different risk management strategy than if you're 100% in crypto or 100% in NFTs. I didn't come into this as a collector, but I am a collector now. Mint numbers mean something to me. Sam, the mint hunter, I was saying to him earlier today, I think, every time I lose out on a low mint deal in the marketplace, I'm thinking, oh, that's Sam. He got it. It's okay. I don't mind. But my question is, what do you consider your key demographic for veve?
Actually, it's quite interesting. The demographic it didn't turn out as I had anticipated, and in fact, the audience is actually a lot older than we initially thought it would be. Given that it's a digital product, and it's fairly new technology. But I think one of the, I think you touched on a great point, which is, a lot of people through veve have now become collectors who previously maybe weren't collectors. And a lot of the brands and the IP that we are bringing out has a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people. Even things like Batman Black and White, which was a series that started way back in, I believe it was the early 90s, so people who have been collecting since back then, maybe they weren't able to get their hands on any of the physical statue, but now there's another whole opportunity to collect them again in the digital space. So, our demographic is actually very, very wide, and for the reason being that, anyone can be a collector, and many people like different specific brands. So yeah, the main sort of age range, I believe, is sort of 25 up to 45, which was, like I say, was a lot
Older, yeah, it is
a lot higher into the older age brackets than I had anticipated. Not saying that's old. I'm definitely outside of that bracket. So yeah, it's been really interesting watching the community grow and just see, exactly who is coming in and why they're coming in. It's very, very broad and very diverse.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to ask a question tonight. Thank you.
Of course. Thanks for joining. And then we're going to wrap it up here with our last question. Ape Strong.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Welcome.
I showed up late to the party. Sorry, guys, but I just had a quick question. I hope it hasn't been asked, but it's about the sets for the comics. I completed a comic set, and it doesn't show on my sets as another set. I'm just wondering if that's going to be updated.
No, so comics don't come in sets. Really, the reason you're buying a comic is because obviously it's there to be read. And the slight sort of difference with comics, because they are really quite a different product from the digital collectibles that we offer. So the main thing with the comics is that you're buying it to read it, and with the 5 different types of covers that you can get, you obviously have a 1 in X chance of securing a secret rare. But right now, and for the immediate future, we don't have any plans to do comic sets. Primarily for the reason being that the rarities are on a very, very different ratio. As you've probably seen, there's significantly more commons than there are compared to the other rarities. When in comparison to the digital collectibles, which are generally a lot closer. So TLDR, the main reason being is that there's only 500 of a secret rare, which means there could technically only be 500 sets available. So yeah, the comics are really quite a different product, and you're just buying the comic and having the chance of getting one of these other different cover rarities. But well done for getting all of the covers. I'm sure that was took a while.
Thank you so much for that great answer. And one more thing, I can't wait for when Viviverse to have my own fishing pond full of mermicorns, so I can charge a fee for that.
That is a great idea.
Thanks. All right.
All right. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, this has been fun. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us on Twitter Spaces again. We're going to continue doing a rotation of where we do these AMAs. I know we got people on Discord that we like to do.
I like that they do
We
that.
will do Twitter Spaces, and then any other space that people will have us. But I think this has worked out well. We've seen a lot of people in this room today, so I appreciate your patience. If I didn't get to you and you requested, I'm so sorry. But there will always be another one, and we'll get to as many people as we can in the time that we have available. So appreciate you all. Any last words, Reese or Dan?
Yeah, just from me, I think we're going to start doing these AMAs every second week moving forward. It just gives a bit more time in between so that we can update people on those happenings. It's a bit easier to get Dan and David involved every second week. Yeah. So
smash that like button. Not only just for me, it helps get this information out to everybody else. So.
Streams and Alex, you've been in spaces and
appreciate you guys for tuning in,
lurking around and providing information anyway. But just to give everybody a heads up, that's probably the format we will move forward with. That's it from me.
All right, Dan.
Dan, any last words?
Just for me, once again, as always, just a huge shout out to the community. You guys really are the heartbeat of veve. And always appreciate the feedback. Obviously, people like This Is the Comic Way, helping us keep our checks and balances. So, yeah, just a big shout out. Want to say we really appreciate you guys. And this is the main reason we do these AMAs, is that, veve is a big family on this exciting new journey. So thanks again to everyone.
All right.
I'll second that. Just quickly, Dan, and I hope I don't put you on the spot. Obviously, Kozik has mentioned that some Labbits might be coming out this month. Do we have any other brands confirmed that we can share, or will people just have to wait and see?
Well, thanks for putting me on the spot, Reese. No, I mean, generally we don't, as the family probably knows, we don't announce, what's coming up, unless we have these sneaky artists out there who decide, I'm going to announce it, like our friend Mr. Kozak. So, yeah, all I can say is, keep up to date with the community, see what we're posting on Discord. But I am very excited for September. We've got some really cool stuff coming out this month that I really hope you guys will like.
Sure, everybody will. Appreciate it, Dan.
All right. With that, I'll go ahead and end the.
What was that? What was that? Did you guys just hear? Oh, they ended the spaces. All right, that was strange. I've never seen that happen or heard. That was wild. I guess they just ended it too soon or something. That's what happens. That's crazy. Yeah, the spaces ended. All right, guys. Well, that was a wild way to end it, but appreciate everybody tuned in. 60 people in here. More people throughout the day. So hope you guys learned something. This project's amazing for all the new users. You can always find me on Twitter, Instagram. My Instagram is JohnnyDunn7. Twitter is JohnnyDunn777. And always down to answer people's questions. If people have concerns or new questions from new users, feel free to DM me. Always down to help out. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Signing off. Your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out.